to talk about graduating in 2020. Don't get me wrong, there are probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of videos just like this out there in the world right now. However, this is just one graduate's perspective on everything that's happened in the past couple of months. I read about this interesting thing the other day called post-graduation depression, and it's basically a slump where after you've graduated school, you have a degree, you have the tools you need to be super successful, to open all these doors for you. However, you don't know what you want to do or what your next step is or how to use these tools to get you where you want to be. This is kind of where I'm at right now, and I found myself relating to a lot of the things that were written in these articles, especially the lack of motivation. Oh my gosh, I was going to sit down and record this video weeks ago before I even graduated, and I did not have the motivation, and today I do, which means some of the things that I'm doing are working, and I wanted to share some of them with you and hopefully share what's worked for me trying to get through what we're going through. So a little bit about where I'm at. Basically what happened was the week before this all went down. It was the week before our spring break. We didn't know anything was going to happen yet. We thought we were all going to come back after spring break and everything was going to be fine. So that Wednesday, I had my senior recital, which I was in a blind panic all that Wednesday. And that didn't end till around 10 or 11 p.m. So I went to bed straight after that. Thursday, I had 3 exams and band rehearsal and a band concert. My parents came to the band concert and were going to take me home straight after. I only had 1 class on Friday, so I was not going to go. My parents were just going to take me home. And of course, they wanted to leave right after the band concert, so I grabbed everything and left in basically a rush because my family wanted to get home. Didn't say goodbye to anybody because nobody knew this was about to happen. Now, the reality of the entire situation hit me when I was doing exit counseling for my loans. I was blessed to have such amazing parents growing up that when it got to college and the finances, it was so difficult for me to understand everything. So basically what ended up happening was my dad ended up doing all of my finances for me when I entered college. And this was such a blessing because I had no idea what I was doing. But I'm 21 now and I realized I need to handle things myself. I cannot depend on my parents forever as much as I want to. So I decided to do the exit counseling for loans myself. Basically what it was telling me what my income would have to be in order to pay them off in 10, 20, or 30 years. And the reality of it hit me so hard that I didn't know if my degree was gonna get me a job with enough income to be able to pay off these loans in less than 20 or 30 years, and it really, really scared me. It put me in a slump so bad that I would cry a couple of nights and I would wake up feeling terrible and remembering what had happened, and I would not want to get up. I would have no motivation to do anything. It put me in such a bad place. And just thinking about it, post-graduation depression has been around for years. These articles were written years ago. So having trouble graduating years ago when society was functioning at its best versus graduating when now we don't know what's next, it hit me very hard. But like I said, I am very blessed to have had a higher education, to have graduated, to have these opportunities for me. Don't get me wrong, that's all true. But the reality very much did hit me super hard and I went in a very bad place. But I have some things that took me out of it, so I'm going to share those. Tip number 1, use social media wisely. Notice I didn't say stop it altogether because that's probably not the best either. I mean, let's be honest, we are young adults. Staying off social media is basically like not breathing, but using it smartly can really help. Comparing yourself to other successes is the worst thing you can do. Oh my gosh, I've been doing this for so long. Pity parties are not the answers either. And people's successes are good. You should be happy for them. You should be supporting them in their success. However, doing this 24/7, staying on social media, watching all this happen, when it makes you feel bad all the time, there's a problem. There is a time of day to get off, detox from social media, and remember the opportunities that you have for you. You aren't on a timeline. Your successes aren't on a timeline, no matter what anybody is telling you. You are your own person. Your successes will come with time. Number 2, put structure into your day. It's really easy when you have nothing to do to do absolutely nothing or kind of just plan your day around whatever you want to do, Netflix, video games, whatever. I felt super productive when school was still happening because I set aside a time every day to do work, and then by the end of that time of work, I would feel super proud of myself for accomplishing all those tasks. So now I put structure back in my day by doing job applications or some sort of work that's gonna get me to my goals, and then that way I feel way more productive than I did. Which leads me to number 3, putting yourself on a job application schedule. You are gonna feel so productive if you fill out one job application, and I guarantee you are gonna feel way more productive if you fill out 2, 3, 4, however many you want. Keeping yourself on a job application schedule is great because you can set this for yourself. You can do one every day, every week, every month. It's up to you. Personally, there are some jobs I know that are harder to apply for than others. It's a longer process. Sometimes it's a shorter process. It just depends on what job you're applying for. Which leads me to number 4, make use of job application websites. I'm signed up for so many right now to ensure that I have the greatest possibility of getting my name out there. One I recommend the most is Indeed, because I'm gonna say like 80-ish% of their applications are you literally click a button and it applies for you, because when you set up your account, it basically tells you to upload a resume right then and there or fill one out yourself. You always have your resume on your account. Every time you hit apply for a job, it's automatically going to upload your resume and you're done in less than 5 minutes. Number 5, your community is so important, especially right now. With everything happening, you need to keep people close to you. I know this is very hard for people that live alone, that don't really have a lot of social interaction on a daily basis. And I'm gonna say this as a general statement. I know not everybody can do this, but I have to recommend living with your parents until you can figure things out. I know not everyone is blessed with that. I've had the privilege of my parents letting me stay for as long as I want. They don't make me pay rent. I've been blessed with that, and I know that not everybody is. However, if it is an option, I highly recommend living at home. You have people there, you have your family there, and stay in contact with your friends, trust me. Number 6, focus on what you can do. If you're constantly looking at what others can do and you can't do, it's not going to be good. If you are thinking about what you can do, you're going to be in a better mind space for applying for jobs that fit you. If you're constantly thinking about wanting a job someone else has or wanting an opportunity that someone has, you're not going to be thinking about what you yourself can 100% do. And trust me, there are so many jobs wanting the skills that you have, and one day you're gonna find that job. Not every job is for everybody, and you just need to find what you can do. Number 7, physically take care of yourself. Listen, this is the first day probably in a very long time I decided to put a little effort into the way I looked, and I feel 1,000 times better. And I'm not saying you have to put effort into your looks to feel better. That's not what I'm saying. If you make yourself feel better physically, like taking care of your body, eating healthier, getting some exercise, there are studies that prove that taking care of yourself physically also improves your mental health, and it can put you in a better headspace. Number 8, make yourself a safe space. Now, I'm in the process of doing this right now. My room has been an absolute wreck ever since I moved back home, and I really have not had the motivation to make it a safe space. The more progress I make with it, the more I feel more at home, and this is the place I want to come to get inspiration, to get relaxed, to get calmed down, and it really just helps to have a place like that. Number 9, learn what they are rejecting you from at a job. Obviously, you have to learn to face rejection. However, keep in mind, they are rejecting you for that position. They are not rejecting you as a person, which sometimes is how it feels when you don't get a job you want. I have had this experience, and I've had to learn that they are not rejecting me. They are rejecting me for the position. I am not right for the job, and there's going to be something else that I'm good for, that I'm going to be a better fit, and it's going to benefit them and me. The last one I have, number 10, it is temporary. Your life is not going to be like this forever. Your life has just started. You're young, you're healthy. Everything is gonna be fine. You just need to remember to think positively and get yourself in a really, really good headspace, because when you're not, everything just seems to be crumbling down. You have to think positive. So these are just some of the ways that I have learned to put myself in a better place with what's been happening. Even if this helps one person or somebody takes something from this, I will be happy. One more thing before I'm done. I do have other videos on this channel. However, I made them close to 4 years ago when I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know what this is gonna turn into, but I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts out there, and I wanted to talk. I like to talk, and there's not a lot of people listening to me right now, so I just thought I'd talk a little bit. Thank you everybody that listened and made it to the end of this video. I don't know if I'll be taking those other 3 or 4 videos off of my channel yet, but if you want to go laugh at something, those are probably really good things to laugh at. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just wanted to sit down and talk out my thoughts for a little bit. I hope some of this was helpful. Like I said, not an expert on anything. These are just some of the things that have definitely helped me get through the past couple months.